What is up, YouTube? This is T.1 coming at you with another video, and today I'm going to talk to you about Power Rangers, a film that was on my top 10 most anticipated of the year for 2017, even though the trailer looked awful. I still wanted to see this film because while the original show doesn't hold up, that much is true, I still have a lot of nostalgia for it, and I've said for years the Power Rangers concept could make for a fun, entertaining movie. But so far, I mean, it's not getting panned, but the reaction is far from glowing. Angry Joe gave it a 4 out of 10, and it's got like a 47% on Rotten Tomatoes with a pretty harsh consensus. And I don't know if I saw a different movie or something, but I had a blast with Power Rangers. There are elements that don't work, absolutely. But the stuff that does work is really strong in this. Now, I will say this. The weakest elements in this movie is when it tries to be a big action-packed Power Rangers film. But when it's just about these kids being kids, I got really invested in that. I have to touch on these actors because I think it's fair to say they are relative unknowns, but I gotta say, the Rangers in this movie are fucking fantastic. They just put on a clinic here, and I think the script did a good job of fleshing them out. And again, I just really like these actors. My favorite is probably Billy, who was kind of like the conscious of the group, even though, when I saw the trailers, it made them all look like criminals. But in the actual movie, some of them have done things they regret, but you can tell they're all good people deep down. Also, remember how they were making a huge deal about Trini being gay? All the news outlets were like, first LGBT Power Ranger, oh my god. And I don't know that that comes up once in this film. It may be hinted at in like one scene, and not that I care, but if you're going to advertise it. On the other hand, Billy in this film has autism, and I don't remember that coming up in any of the marketing, but I thought it was handled quite tastefully, and kudos to them for doing that. But the Rangers, again, they all worked. Kimberly, really liked her. Naomi Scott was great, and she had layers. She wasn't just strong female character. I was worried about Jason, but I liked his arc a lot. I bought that he was a leader and that other people would want to follow him. And the friendship formed between the characters felt real. Speaking of that, they did do something I hoped they would do in that they made the Rangers all from different walks of life. People that would never associate with each other under normal circumstances, which makes the bond they share mean that much more. There's a great scene where they all have a heart to heart around the campfire, and I took a step back and was like, this is way better than I expected and better than it had any right to be. I mean, this is pretty good. So with all I've been gushing about this film, you may think it has no flaws. Well, it does, and sadly, the stuff that doesn't work really doesn't work. I was super excited that Elizabeth Banks was playing Rita. She feels like she's in a totally different movie. Matter of fact, she feels like she's in the original show. And when all these younger actors are just giving it their all, and Bryan Cranston is doing his Bryan Cranston thing, her so-so performance stands out a bit. You can tell she's having fun, but yeah, it just didn't work for me. It kind of does the Suicide Squad thing, where each character is introduced with a song. And I mean, there's just a lot of screaming, and the soundtrack wasn't very good. Now, they do play the original Power Rangers song for like 3 seconds, but that was pretty awesome when it came up. The cinematography here is lackluster. I think that comes from Dean Israelite's lack of experience. And this movie has the worst car chase I've ever seen near the beginning. Also, I was kind of excited that Bill Hader was playing Alpha 5, but I think Alpha 5 is so annoying just intrinsically that not even Bill Hader, I think is one of the best comedic actors working today, can make him work. He's still got on my fucking nerves. And you know how a lot of people bitched about Man of Steel having all that product placement, like in that big fight there was a Sears and an IHOP and fucking Nokia phones. I'd argue that product placement takes up just as much of this movie, but it's all with the same product, and that's Krispy Kreme. The word Krispy Kreme is said more than the word Power Rangers. I mean, it is especially in the climax, and this is a minor spoiler, but the thing Rita is looking for is buried under Krispy Kreme. There's a line where Jason says we have to keep Krispy Kreme safe. Yeah, and that was really distracting. There's a couple little moments that just feel out of place. Like some of the bullies feel like they're out of that Stephen King It miniseries. And there's a scene where Kimberly, the Pink Ranger, cuts her hair in like an act of rebellion, I guess. And the way people act, I mean, I get it, it's a small town, but it's not a Puritan village. I mean, they're all like, "Oh, this is most unorthodox." And another thing, I think all this balances out because of how strong the characters are. Again, they're all given layers. I really loved that that Zach kid was taking care of his mom who was sick. You know, they all had something that made me care. I was invested in their conflict. You know, I don't know if I'm down for 7 of these movies, but I would like a sequel, at least one. So all in all, I thought Power Rangers was way better than I thought it'd be, and way better than people are giving it credit for. Uh, it's not as good as Logan, but I'd say it's probably the second best movie I've seen all year. And as a Power Rangers fan, yeah, this is what a modern Power Rangers movie should be. Sequent One signing